Hi everyone, my name is Arnav Garg. I'm a second year student at UNC Chapel Hill. Today I'll be talking about understanding our hearts after a heart attack. A bit of an overview of what we're going to talk about. We'll start about the basics of heart attacks and move into the research done by the Nguyen Lab, a research lab in the UNC School of Pharmacy. We'll end off by talking about what their research means for us. 50% of adults in the United States have a major risk factor that puts them at risk for a heart attack. We see that every 40 seconds, an American has a heart attack. 1 in 5 of these heart attack patients are re-hospitalized with another cardiac condition. So what is a heart attack? A heart attack is when part of the heart does not receive blood for an extended period of time, causing that part of the heart to die. It doesn't receive blood because there is a blockade in an artery, which is basically a blood pump, and that blockade prevents the nutrients and resources of the blood to reach another part of the heart, and the lack of nutrients and resources eventually kills the cells in that area. After going to the hospital, there's many quick treatments that can save the person's life during a heart attack, but there's a lot of damage that occurs to the heart in this scenario. So what type of treatments are there to save the damage of the heart? Well, currently, the first thing is to do open heart surgery. This results in the removal of the blockade in the heart. After this, the patient is given many different treatments to prevent clots in the future, and they undergo cardiac rehab and lifestyle changes for further preventative efforts. But there's a few problems with this treatment plan. The first is that there's no efforts to regrow the heart tissue that has been damaged. Second, the medicines that they're provided are non-specific and can cause side effects in other parts of the body. But finally, the open heart surgery is a very invasive treatment and that can cause further issues and complications. This is where the Nguyen Lab comes in and tries to create a solution for patients. They do this with 3 goals in mind. The first is delivery. They want the treatment to be very specific for the patient and only go into the heart and not other parts of the body. Second, they want to improve the heart in both its ability to pump blood to the body, and second, by restoring the area that had damage to it during the heart attack. And finally, they want a safe, one-time injection that's easy and accessible for patients. Let's talk about how they do this using zipersomes. While the slide may look very complex, let's break it down. The blue circles that you see are cells, basically bubbles of very important nutrients and resources inside of it. And when these resources are able to reach the heart, we can see that the heart is able to regenerate and is able to go back to normal function. But what's very novel and what the Nguyen Lab has developed are the green squiggly lines you see on the far right circle. These lines help create deposits of these nutrients and cells that the heart can access over longer period of times, resulting in better outcomes. On the bottom left, we see a zoomed in image of the scientific basis of their research and how novel and complex it is. Let's look at some mice hearts. What we see here are images of mice hearts that had a heart attack and had no treatment, had a heart attack and received previous treatment, and had a heart attack and received the Nguyen Lab's treatment. In the red boxes in both conditions, we see that at time points of 60 hours and at time points of 21 days, the Nguyen Lab's mice heart that received the Nguyen Lab's drug had the best outcomes. We saw that in the left image. After 21 days of receiving the treatment, the Nguyen Lab's heart drug was still present in the mouse heart that had a heart attack and received the drug. This is the only heart on this image that has any sort of drug compared to the other previous drugs or non-drugged mice hearts. But second, what does this mean and is it working? Well, it's working amazing. We see that the heart that the heart that received the Nguyen Lab drug, seen in the red column, the left graph, had the best amount of blood being pumped by the heart. On the far right image, we see that the pig that received the Nguyen Lab's drug, the zipersomes, this one had the least amount of infarct size. This means that it had the least amount of cell death. The heart was able to maintain its structure and maintain its cells and have less part of it die off compared to the ones that received previous treatments or no treatments at all. So what does this mean for everyone? It means that heart attack research is moving beyond just the initial care. We understand that there's many complications that can happen after you receive a heart attack, and the Nguyen Lab is taking a huge step forward to make sure that patients have solutions after the heart attack to ensure that there's not further complications down the line. Thank you.